kick butt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure that's changed now. That
She's a little older.
She's way older, and she did Neighbors too.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
I've seen that one. Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
I thought it was all right. I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't as. I don't know. The first one was obviously.
Of course.
Because it's hard to always top the first of anything.
Because you get you have that charm. You know what I mean? Just like Ted.
Yeah.
Like. Ted 2, of course, it's not going to be the same because you don't know what you're getting in the first one, and then
it's more of a shock value when you get the first of any type of trilogy or a sequel type of movie that's two parts or something. The first one's always the one that kind of shocks you, and then and it's your first reaction, you know. And then the second one, you already have this type of bar set for anything, for any type of sequel or something like that, and it's always hard to top if it's good, it's always hard to top the first one.
Yeah. But veering off a little bit, I did like the second one.
Yeah.
Probably not as much as the first one, of course, but the second one does its job.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do you think we'll get a third one?
Third Neighbors? I could see it happening.
What would they do?
I don't know. That'd be it. I mean, it worked with the second one, and I like how they brought like Zac Efron back and everything. How he was kind of like alone and
like just a loser.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, what do I do after this?" And he's just like,
and then
"There's more to this life than like being in a sorority and stuff." Yeah. And he's just like, "Oh, what about like he's just like some super like buff dude who just." Like has no like skills in life.
Yeah, he's just wandering aimlessly.
Yeah,
trying to find his calling.
Yeah, but which a lot of people can relate to. It was just pretty funny, but it's more funny just because he's a super like good-looking dude, and you can find anyone who looks like that. I'm pretty sure can find a job anywhere.
Yeah,
but yeah, that'd be cool to see a third one.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard Chloe had I can't remember what her idea was, but she had pitched them an idea for a third one.
Okay.
That she had, because I'm sure I can't think of it now, but I'm sure there's a logical step in the story. You know how they did. So it was the fraternity first, then the woman's. The
sorority.
Yeah, sorority, yeah. And then so where do they go? What's the logical next step? I don't even know why we're talking.
Yeah, I don't know, being way off.
Sorry, guys.
Where were we?
Questions.
Yeah. Okay. So, your turn. Your question.
Do you have a favorite scene from the first one?
Yes, my favorite scene is probably it'd have to be, I think, the lumberyard scene where Big Daddy kills everybody.
Oh.
And they watch it through the eyes of the teddy bear. Yeah, it's the teddy cam. When I first saw that, I was like, "Oh damn!" And then like the music that's playing, it's like really cool.
Let me do a bonus swan fact.
Yes,
so that music was originally written for 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
If you notice.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's where I remember the song from.
But it works really well for that scene too.
But yeah, I really like the way they shot that scene. How the camera kind of followed them throughout the little factory or whatever, lumberyard or whatever it was, and that was my favorite scene. He just Big Daddy basically goes on this huge rampage and just murders like 20 people, and it's pretty cool because it shows him getting shot, but you see the bullets ricochet off of his armor or whatever he has on. Mm-hmm. That's kind of my favorite scene. What's your favorite scene?
Oh, that's hard to top.
Yeah.
I like your pick because I feel like that redeems his character, Big Daddy's character.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a Nicolas Cage fan. As I've
stated before.
On the show, I'm sure. And this is one of his only roles that I think he does a pretty good job at.
Yeah.
And that scene, pretty much solidifies his badassery
yeah.
in this movie, because he just goes so ham on everyone.
Yeah.
And it's so clean the way that they film it and everything. It's just like
it's all in one take too.
Yeah, that's what I love, because just like the other movies we've talked about, like the choreography in that is not easy.
Oh yeah,
I mean, and I thought that was really good. As far as my own scene, I really like the end when Hit Girl finally gets kind of her back's against the wall and she's about to maybe die.
Yeah.
And Kick-Ass finally saves her.
Yeah.
And comes up with the
jetpack.
This jetpack, and they play the epic Elvis song.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And he has the turrets.
Yeah.
Come up, and he just blasts the remaining bad guys through the glass. I just love that, the way that it's shot. And it is so Matthew Vaughn too, like over the top and crazy, and comes in at the right moment. You know what I mean? Really good editing.
Yeah.
It's my favorite scene.
I like how they don't really show you what's inside this crate that
they leave it a secret.
Yeah, and all you see is like the Gatling guns that are hanging out the top of it, and you don't see it until the scene where they actually show it, and was it Hit Girl tells Kick-Ass, pick your weapon, we're gonna go to war, so pick what you want, pick something, and then he walks over to the box and he's like, is that what I think it is? And then she's like, yeah, here's the instructions, you got 5 minutes to read them.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later he shows up with it, which is such a crazy scene, I think. And it's I don't know if something like that really exists. Do they have jetpacks like that? I don't think they could go up that high.
No, I've seen some like prototype stuff.
Okay,
but nothing quite like that.
Yeah, but anyways, that is it's a badass scene.
It is.
Yes.
I remember when watching that for the first time. It was just like,
yeah, I remember me and my buddy were watching it. We were like freaking out when that happened. We were like, "Oh my god!" I think we were yelling in like in the theater,
because it's like what you want to happen.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's so over the top, like would never happen in real life, but it's almost believable.
And it's like this whole film kind of falls in between that gray area.
Yeah.
Of this could work, this
maybe couldn't.
It's like kind of make believe, kind of not.
Yeah.
And I really like that. It dabbles. It feels like they actually captured the graphic novel.
Yeah.
Because this was a graphic novel, a series of graphic novels. They have 1, 2, and 3, I believe. And I feel like since I've read the first one, although it's a little bit different, it plays out a little bit different. They really captured the essence of the comic.
Yeah.
And that's not easy either.
No, yeah, definitely. And I like how I've never read the comic, which I really want to, but I've seen pictures and stuff, and from the comic book. But I know that their costumes are pretty much accurate to the comic book, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Big Daddy's the only one that's a little bit different, and there's just his helmet's a little shaped a little differently, but that's not a big deal. Which is funny because they make a reference to him looking like Batman in the beginning, and it's funny because in the comic book he never has like the cowl look, like the
little ears. Yeah,
he doesn't have those.
Okay,
so I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but it's pretty interesting. Your turn.
How would this movie compare to other like superhero movies, like Captain America, or the movies that are out now?
Like I said at the beginning of the show, I feel like it still is it's kind of in its own
realm.
Yeah, where like we have things now like Super.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
With Ellen Page.
Mm-hmm.
and even the one with Woody Harrelson that escapes me right now.
I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it, but I've seen clips of it.
Yeah, they have all these kind of adult vigilante films that I think that this inspired.
Yeah.
So, I guess with that being said, I think it holds up. It still holds up. Was that your question?
Oh, how does it compare to to the
to
actual
superpowered
superhero movies? You would put this in that category, right? Or no?
That's a hard one.
Like if you're gonna,
I feel like it's
stands alone almost.
Yeah, because it's more. It has a more of a Punisher feel, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like these people, even Kick-Ass starts because he's tired of being bullied, or he's being pushed around, or just
seeing things that
bother him.
Yeah,
and he wants to put a stop to it. So I feel like it's more in that realm, like Punisher, or even Daredevil.
Yeah,
because they don't actually have powers.
They're just people trying to.
And I actually kind of prefer that, to be honest. That's more my style of.
It makes it more real. It's just they're there's more stakes on there's more danger. Mm-hmm. Things you can actually, if you get shot, both some bounce off of you like Superman. You get shot, or
like Luke Cage. It's hard. I feel like if he can't get hurt,
you're not really worried about.
Then what are the stakes?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess for Luke Cage, they more rely on the people around him, the people who are his family who can die, who aren't invulnerable. But I still didn't like that season, so don't watch it. No, go ahead and watch it. It's okay. I totally agree with you. Your question.
Okay. Let me think. Is there anything that you don't like about this, or that you would change, or that you think is dated? Of course, besides the MySpace thing.
I was going to bring that up. That's one of the things that you really catch on to right from the beginning when he talks about making a MySpace page for Kick-Ass, which is really cool. I mean, it dates the movie.
They kind of beat you over the head with they do a lot of him on his computer.
Yeah, looking at MySpace, checking his messages to see who wrote him and stuff. But we were talking about it earlier. But maybe something I had a problem with that I would change. That's the question, right? Maybe some of the graphics. I mean, not too many of them. I don't think too much of it was really like CGI or anything like that. There's a scene that kind of bothers me even now, even when I first saw it, was when when her girl stabs Razul through the back, and you see it go through the front of him. The angle of the blade is kind of weird, and it just looks a little iffy. But I'm pretty sure at the time that's the best they could do with what their budget was, and stuff like that. But it's not really anything that's too bad or too horrible for me to overlook. But what about you? Is there anything that you would change about the film or anything?
No, I can't say. I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Like I said, I felt like they were plugging MySpace real hard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think maybe there was some kind of contract with them, and
I don't know what that was about.
I think it was 2010, so that was pretty close to the end of when MySpace was relevant, and that's when Facebook was coming out.
Yeah, I definitely had a MySpace throughout that whole time, but I didn't get a Facebook until last year.
Really?
Pretty proud of that.
Dang.
And I only got it because for my business, my online business.
Okay.
Instagram makes you have an account.
Yeah.
In order to do it, all the kind of business tactics or whatever that they have available. So I just did it with that.
I remember getting a Facebook. People asking me like, "Are you on Facebook?" And so I was like, "What the fuck is Facebook?" Like, I'm like,